Hey, it's Matt, Boat Dealer Profits. I told you in the video that I would share some statistics with you. This is why I'm so confident that I can help you in your video strategy. Like I said, I've been using video to sell boats starting in 2009. I've always used video in my marketing because it's something that has been so powerful from my experience. I've taught so many dealers and salespeople within the industry how to use video that I feel I'm an expert. But I wanted to show you some true numbers so that you get the sense of, okay, this guy probably knows what he's talking about, in addition to all the stuff I've done in the industry that you can just Google the name and find out. But this is one of the channels that I use as kind of a sandbox. Test out what works, what doesn't, what can I do with video, what can't I do with video, and get some best practices that I can then share in my boating industry articles, share with my clients, improve my training and my products that all use a component of video. And so this is the last 90 days on one of my channels, and it has over 738,000 video views in that time. And you'll notice not only does it have a large number of views, but it actually has almost 100,000 hours of watch time. Now, this is a 100% boating channel geared towards boat buyers. So, and you can see that the channel has been going strong for the last 90 days. Well, let's look at the lifetime of the channel because I think this is interesting. The lifetime of the channel has over 3.5 million views, over 420,000 hours of watch time. And as we get into the program, if you decide to join, we're going to dive deep into what I'm doing, what you can take from this. But this is just one of the channels. You'll see it started out in 2019 as, like I said, just sort of a sandbox playing around. And then in March of 2020, the pandemic hit. Well, I said, hey, I'm going to work on this a little bit more. I'm going to do what I've learned in the last year. I'm going to drive even more traffic to it and see how big we can make this. And so we got a little spike, started growing a little bit, and then we hit the new year going into 2021, and it really jumped up. And there's some very specific things I did in that time period to get the channel to jump up. And now, you know, it's getting, 5,000 views a day in November, 4,000 or 5,000, and it's trending down with the seasonality of things right now. We also do live videos on this channel. So I just wanted to show you a very specific channel and what we're getting. Let me show you one more. Okay, so this is the channel that I actually used when I was selling boats. If you look, you'll notice 1.7 million views. Now, I did this solely as a boat salesperson. This was my personal channel. There was no marketing dollars spent on it from the dealership. There was no marketing dollars spent from my personal budget. It was me, a smartphone, and a tripod. The only thing I invested was $500 when I did hired a videographer to do some videos that turned into the outline for the evergreen videos that we'll teach in week 3 of this masterclass. So you'll notice when I started, just a salesperson and his smartphone and an idea of this is what I need to do to sell boats. You can see the first video that I uploaded, if I can get the date to pop up here, was October of 2009 is when I put up the first videos. I started in the business August of 2009, and I was doing videos by October. And you can see the progression of my channel and the seasonality. You can see as it grew, as it grew, as it grew, as it grew. And this is the interesting thing. I did all this work. Well, I stopped selling boats in 2014. But what happens? In 2015, they're still getting video views. 2016, still getting several hundred views a day. 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, and it's still getting several hundred video views a day. And I haven't created a video. The last video that went up on this channel, if we look at the content, was, this was a test one that I did that got a couple. That was for a client. There we go. 2015. October of 2015 is when you can see some personal videos. Speaking at the MDC went up on this channel, the Marine Dealer Conference and Expo. That was for a client. Here we go. August of 2014 was the last video I published as a boat salesperson. This was a 340 Sundancer that I ended up selling because of the video. So you'll see that there's tremendous opportunity. And what I love about it is it's not like Facebook or Twitter or Instagram where you do it once and then it goes away. What I love about video is that you can create it today. And I went to the retirement party of the owner of the dealership I worked at. They were bought out by MarineMax. He worked for 3 years with MarineMax, and then they had a retirement party. Brett McGill, the president of MarineMax, was there, and a bunch of other coworkers that I knew. So I was invited and went, and they told me, we still get phone calls. I stopped selling boats in 2014. Right after Labor Day of 2014 is when I stepped away. They still get phone calls from the videos that I did 6-7 years ago. And they're still selling boats because of work that I did with a smartphone and my YouTube channel. And that's exactly what I want to teach you how to do and walk you through it. Now, this is another one. So you may say, well, Matt, that's great. You can have great success with video. You did it with your sales. You did it with your consumer-facing channel. That was kind of your playground. But we're a dealer that's never done this. We don't have your personality. Let me show you 3 different dealers that I've worked with. And I'm not going to show their back end. Frankly, I don't have access to it for most of them. But this is one client that we've worked with in 2017. Started work with them. We still do work with them today. And they got started, didn't have a single video on their channel. I helped them set it up properly. The same thing I'm going to do with you. And now they've got over a million video views on this channel. It's a single salesperson that does all of the work. He typically does it by himself. And he hasn't even dove in the whole time. He really, in the last year or so, he's gotten more involved with it, and it's just sort of taken off. They sell higher end center consoles, dual consoles, Pursuit regulator. They have Key West and a couple other brands there. The next is a pontoon manufacturer in the upper Midwest. When I started working with Tom, they were really already heavily involved in video. They were doing some great video, and I gave them just a couple of little tweaks, knowing how the system works, having had experience of, since 2009, and I was doing videos before that in another industry, understanding how it worked and being 100% dedicated to video as a success tool, and then teaching countless dealers how to do their sales and marketing, and video being a big piece there. I learned some little tiny tweaks that made big difference. I say little hinges swing big doors. And so they went, and now they're almost at 2 million video views. And I think I started working with them in 2017, maybe. And a majority of their video views have come in the last handful of years. Another dealer that I worked with several years ago and really has recently taken to the video and started doing even more is at over 700,000 video views. So it's not, and they're up in the Northeast. Chris Craft, Sea Hunt, I believe is another brand that they have, and Bennington. So, but they're on the coast in the Northeast. So the reason I share this with you is I want to let you know that it doesn't take a special personality. It doesn't take anything other than, hey, follow the steps that I'm going to lay out. I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to get you over the humps and the hurdles that catch and hang up a lot of dealers. And I'm going to make sure when you come out on the other side that you're going to be self-sufficient and you're going to have a video and a live video strategy that's going to drive additional sales, additional profit for your dealership, additional commission in your pocket. And so I just wanted to share those numbers. I look forward to working with the ones that say, yes, we're going to commit to this, because I know when we talk in a year from now that you're going to say, Matt, it was a lot of work. But because we did it your way, let me tell you the boats we sold specifically. Let me tell you what our numbers look like and what our trajectory looks like. Because the great thing is, if you keep up with it, the line for videos is going to go like this. And there's also a snowball effect. The work that you do today is going to help you a year from now. The work that you do a year from now is going to help you 2 years from now. And it just snowballs until you have, like I said, videos that I created 7 years ago as a salesperson are still helping sell boats for the dealership I worked at today. It blows my mind every time I walk in there and they say, a new person that I've never met, they say, hey, when we get the calls from the YouTube videos for Matt, this is Matt, and I haven't been working there for over 7 years. It blows me away, and that's what I want for you. But I just wanted to share some actual numbers so you can see, oh, we can do it too, and join me for this masterclass. So email me at matt@boatdealerprofits.com. We'll get on the phone. We'll get everything locked in and get you started when the masterclass starts in the first week of December. Thanks a lot.